Hello everybody, Stevie T here, and in today's video I wanted to touch upon something that has deeply affected me in my life, and I know so many of us as human beings on this planet, which is overthinking and anxiety. So this is a subject I know very well. I have been dealing with anxiety to the level of which I would seek outside help since I was a little child. No one ever listened to me. They would end up misdiagnosing me and saying that I had asthma because I would lose my breath. I'd have panic attacks when I was at bus stops. And so in hindsight, I can see that's what happened. However, since 2009, that's when I started realizing I had this real generalized anxiety disorder, I guess you could call it. I'll just use their wording. I don't like to stick to labels, especially when it comes to like official things from an outside source. I like to make up my own mind and stay away from labels. However, just to give you a frame of reference, and being open and sensitive in a psychic medium definitely has heightened the level of anxiety I face on a daily level. However, today I'm going to give some practical ways and some just ways that I have known to help myself and my clients on how to get over overthinking and anxiety, which will help you sleep better, feel better, and be more of you, be more of yourself. Because, and coupled in there is with fear also. You know, fear lies to us. Yes, our brains and our awareness does support us in the way of immediate dangers. However, there are so many other times when we can overthink things to such a degree and analyze things to such a degree where we hype something up to be more than it is, and therefore we give power over to it, and then it has power over us so long as we are focusing on whatever that is. And you can release that because I'm here to remind you that you are in power. It is important for us to not seek to control the external conditions and control life. Nothing's in control. What is and what you can be in control of is what you think and what you feel and what you're focused on and being in alignment. That is what you can control. You cannot control what someone thinks about you, believes about you, how someone perceives you. Throw all that out the window. It's all about what you think of you. And it's all about us not making monsters where there are none, and not making the perceived monsters even bigger monsters. Because then, again, that's disempowering ourselves and giving power away to something when we could instead be giving ourselves the power that which we are seeking. And in power, self-empowerment is relief, because you know that you're acting from a space and a consciousness that is in alignment with your life's purpose and soul as a being on this planet. So first I want to start at overthinking, which is caused to me by anxiety. And so when we're overthinking things, we're taking it to a level where we're analyzing things so much. And a lot of that has to deal with how we feel people are judging us or we are judging others. We don't like to think about the fact that we are doing that, but it's happening. So know that you are not your past. You are not what people have said about you. You are not what your family has done. You are not your skin color. You are not your gender. You know, you are not any horrible thing that's happened to you. You are not any scary thought that you have thought. You are not the things and the judgments that others have placed on you or you have thought of about yourself or others. You are not those things, meaning those things do not define you. What defines you is the character of your being, your consciousness, and your heart. And with new information, our truth can always change. And it should, in my opinion, because then we are in alignment with in being in the present, which I'll get there. So what we need to do is stop living in worst case scenarios. We can be really good at placing things especially when we're living in the past, we have to really stop overthinking and analyzing. We have to stop analyzing things, let life flow more, and not live in the past. What's in the past is done. So, remind yourself, I cannot change what has been. I'm here to create what's not been here before. And know it, understand it, feel it, to believe it. And I feel like beliefs are thoughts that are so repetitive that they become an anchored belief within. And I'll get there too. So anyway, it's don't live in the past, be present. When my dad had cancer before he passed away, one of the biggest things, and this was very, very recent, this was last year, so I was psychic medium and everything. And it's not that I know everything, no one knows everything. Not every psychic medium knows everything. Not any person without those labels knows anything. No one knows everything. I learned big time through self-experience. I think experience is the teacher. And words don't teach, experience teaches, basically. And one thing I learned tremendously through experience is to stay and remain present. Now, it's not about perfection. Perfection can lead to anxiety. So it's about progress or grace into what you're doing, not perfection. It's, you can have either two views on life, I feel, from the aggregate of everything I've experienced on people I've talked to. Everything is already perfect as it is, or nothing is perfect, and that's okay. So that's just two that I can think of right now. So it's really be very mindful of reframing and be willing to reframe things and be like, you know what? I'm going to stay present because the moment is a gift that I get to unwrap. So are challenges. Challenges are a gift that I can unwrap, and there's a gift in there in the challenge that through problem solving, doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be arduous, doesn't have to be super analytical problem solving, just problem solving. You can unwrap the gift and see the lesson. And so the more that we are able and willing to see the lessons within everything and the gift within everything and extract the lessons from all the things we might have up here or in here and putting them together and getting all boggled, the easier it is to put into perspective that everything's okay, nothing's in control, but you are in control of what you choose to think and feel about everything. And how you choose to act as well, yes. So, start thinking about what can go right, not what can go wrong, and start living in the moment, being very present. Always remind yourself. A good way to remind yourself to be present and to be in the present moment and not back there, which can cause a lot of depression and anger about things that happened, or be too far out in the future, which can cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of other things. Staying right here right now is following your breath. So 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out, 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. 3 reps, at least 3 reps. That will change. And pick your denomination of seconds. That will change. And don't close your eyes if you're operating machinery or driving a car. But you can be anywhere basically, even if you don't close your eyes. And do those breaths and you can reset your whole nervous system. Also, pets are very, very good for the parasympathetic nervous system. And they can greatly affect our health and reduce anxiety, especially the fluffy ones. And although I'm not going to say that one's better than the other, friendship with animals, I feel like animals are God's gift to us in so many ways. And yes, they are learning too how to receive and give love, and everything's love. It took me a long time to see that. I used to be one of the most negative people you could ever, more emphasis, ever meet. I was the most negative person you could ever meet. When I started to let go of, because it got tiring of trying to control everything and all the moves and all the chess moves and seeing all the scenarios play out and thinking that I had to put out all the fires and I had to answer every phone call and be there for every person when they're trying to have someone console them. but then shutting down myself, because this is my personal experience, shutting down because I felt worn out, and then therefore I was choosing not to open up to other people, and thinking that I was a person that everyone could cry on, but I had no one to cry on. Totally false. It taught me a lot of things. So everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason. There is a lesson. There is a gift. There's a reason for being and happening. However, that was my path up until a certain point. So staying present is very helpful. Following the breath, breaking the habit, breaking the pattern, breaking the routine, that is very powerful. Okay, so also remember, it's not about you. So a lot of times we're thinking about what other people are thinking about you, what the person on the street thought about you, what your family member is thinking about you, how you're going to give a presentation, you think everyone's going to judge you or laugh about you. It's not about you. What people are doing is they are having a perception from their level of their understanding, from their growth understanding within their own consciousness. And it really is not about you at all. So don't wear other people's emotions, dysfunction, and crap on you as if you deserve to wear it. Everyone's willing, or everyone is everyone is, what's the word I'm looking for? Everyone is worthy. Everyone's worthy of forgiveness and acceptance. So there's nothing that you've done that's unforgivable in someone's eyes. It may be in someone's eyes, but like in the overall grand scheme, okay? No one's perfect, okay? I'm not perfect. You know, sometimes people have said to me like, oh my gosh, you're so interesting and you're just the nicest person in the whole entire world, and you look like you just have no bad days. And I think in my head, you have no freaking clue where I've been and who I've been. So I'm human, okay? And so are you. So remember, it's not all about you. And I say that in a loving way, in a way that everyone can understand. When you're children and you have a brother or sister or somebody that comes by and they're like, it's never all about you. It's literally not about you. And yes, it can affect you, but you choose. Because remember, you have the power to choose over your thoughts and how you want to feel, okay? I'm just here to remind everybody about this. Okay, with feelings and fear and anxiety, do not resist these feelings. Okay, when we push up against something, I found it literally pushes up back against. So honor and feel it to heal it. Thoughts and feelings are like clouds. Let them pass by. It's like a storm. It rains and then it goes by. But it's integral to the whole system, because if it didn't rain, then things wouldn't grow. The sun wouldn't be able to come back out and nurture what's growing. Everything is integral. We're all connected. Everything's a cycle. So you have to take the so-called good with the so-called bad and everything in between. And I'm not saying suck it up because life is whatever. I'm saying you are in control and you have to reframe in your mind from within and have a deeper relationship from within and cultivate that relationship with yourself. Know thyself and really dig deep and let these feelings and thoughts be the visitors that they are. And the more that we will concentrate on them, the bigger they will expand through our attention. Because what we focus upon expands. Because we're energy, and what it is energy as well. Don't let anything rule over you. You are autonomous, senior, and you are sovereign. Do not let anything rule over you in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so meditate. That's another way of saying be with the breath. Close your eyes and sit with yourself and take a moment. Be in silence. Or be in nature. Go to nature. Nature is very healing and it's very relieving, especially being in cities and being with EMFs and all the electronics around us and everything like this. Be in nature. Be by a stream. Or even just the sounds of such. Maybe a thunderstorm that plays on a sound sleep machine or something. Whatever your sense is, the ocean waves. Or just be very creative, okay? and sit with yourself and close your eyes, not when you're driving a vehicle or operating heavy machinery, and sit with yourself and do your breaths, even put your hand on your heart. Now, there's a video I have up about grounding meditation. That would be really good to do. When you're more grounded, you're not flailing up in here so much. And it's not about one or the other, it's about a balance. And to do any of my readings, and do any of my Reiki treatments, I have to be in balance, or else I am not giving the best that I can give. And I will not let that happen, because that's not part of my character. So being balanced, and meditating is a very good way of being balanced. And in meditation, which is a good point, yes, is that you're not thinking about what happened before or what's happening after. You're staying present in the moment, in alignment with your inner being, your inner self, capital S. And so create a releasing meditation. I encourage you to write these things down that are bothering you and tear it up into a million pieces and flush it down the toilet, or take it outside and safely burn it and let the smoke go to the ethers and the ash return to earth. But getting it outside of you is very important. Go to people that you trust to speak with. I also encourage you sitting with yourself and writing it out. Okay, any way, shape, or form of that. And then also, a lot of times we are having anxiety because we know that we're not living the life that we're here to live, or not taking the steps that we promised ourselves we would take, or we have these dreams but we're not making action steps toward the dream to meet the goal. And that will cause a lot of tug of war feelings and spastic panic. And so it's important that we take at least, that's just a suggestion, what works for me, at least one step toward your goal or the aim every single day. You can promise yourself. And, of course, if you fall off the horse, just get back on the horse, but stick with it. Challenge yourself. You're here to grow. And when we are not allowing ourselves to grow because we're staying in a comfortable space, which could be living in the past, or overthinking things, or being addicted to other people, or what have you, we are then going to set ourselves up for feeling less than and panicked and with anxiety, and then overthinking everything. So literally take action steps, or whether that's researching something, whether that's saying yes to this opportunity that came across the table that leads you to the place, the goal, the dream. If you're going to write a book, or maybe say you're like me, like you have a bunch of poetry that you want to put out. Okay, well, every day get some of the poetry together and start deciding which ones are going to go in the first volume. Okay, so something every single day. Another thing is exercising, moving your body. And I include meditation and healing modalities like Reiki exercises as well. You also want to walk, okay, dance, sing. You don't have to be with others, but you can do it alone or with others. Drumming, singing has a higher vibration. You know, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That, if you go to the tones, goes from so-called lower frequency to higher frequency, and you keep going over and over. It can be so simple. Singing along to your favorite song. Pay attention to what you're eating. You need more, probably, magnesium and things that clean your blood. I'm not a doctor. I'm suggesting that you go see an herbalist or a holistic specialist or your own doctor and see if your levels are correct in your body with vitamins and minerals and nutrients and water. I would suggest, if you are able, if it's right for you, again, I'm not a doctor, I'm just suggesting maybe some lemon juice and water would really help you as well. It is known to be a blood detoxifier. So there are many things in diet. And then another way of diet is what you consume with your eyes, your ears, and you're being present for such things, which is the types of music you're listening to, the conversations you're sticking around for. Okay, gossip's not going to be really great for your mental attitude and your well-being, for one. Take into effect everything that you're listening to, the TV you're watching, the radio you're listening to, the music, all of it. It all matters. And feel your the nudges of your heart as to what else you could improve upon as well. And so here I just offer all, like, a whole buffet of solutions, and they all connect and tie into each other in this beautiful tapestry. And so it's not like, well, now you have a whole bunch of work to do, but you know, if you want to grow and you want to be the best that you could be and feel the best you can feel more often than not, because it's not about perfection, because then, okay, then we're going backwards a little bit in my view. Then you're going to need to change the way that you do things. That's for everybody. So make positive actions towards your dreams and things like this. Get grounded. Gratitude. Doing gratitude every single day. Say, you can on top of the page put, I am so happy, grateful, and excited for / that ... on the top of the page. And keep listing until you feel amazing and feel what you're putting on the page. I don't care if it takes you 5 hours or it takes you 5 minutes. You'll get real good at it. Gratitude listing. Gotta remind yourself of what you are grateful for, what makes you happy, what makes you shine, what makes you feel joy, what makes you feel peace, what makes you feel loved. It could be the big things and it could be the little things. The little things are the big things. I am so happy and grateful that I got to eat my favorite flavor of oatmeal today. I am so happy and grateful that so-and-so gave me flowers. I am so happy, excited, and joyful and grateful that I have all the money I need to pay my car payment this month. I am so happy and grateful and excited that I saw this really pretty bird outside and the color was like this color and it's my favorite color. Everything and anything. I am so happy, grateful, and excited. I just got signed to a $1 million contract for writing for so-and-so. Okay, it can be big or small, and small is the big. It's that way. So overall, go with the flow. Move your body. Be focused on what you're focusing on. Be mindful, be heartful. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be hard on others. Know that you are able to be forgiven. There's nothing that you've done that can't be forgiven. And nobody has a squeaky clean past. And, you know, this life is really about the journey. I know it's said so many times like that, like a Hallmark card, but this life is not... If we knew the end, like a storybook, if life is a storybook, and if we knew the end of the story, we wouldn't want to live out the story. We'd be bored. If we knew how many steps up this staircase that life is, and all the steps that are in our individual lives in this staircase, there would be so many, we would probably be like, oh hell no, I'm not doing any of that. That is too much. That's why you take it one step at a time, okay? One step at a time. Rome was not built in a day. It'll crumble. Anything will crumble that you try to keep going at. Let it flow. Let it go. Let it flow. Be present and be true to yourself and feel what you're feeling. Don't run away from what you're feeling, but don't let what you're feeling be more than what it has shown up to be, and exercise it away through writing, meditation, and all the other things that I've suggested in this video. I recently, over the past 2 weeks, went through a really dizzying spell of anxiety. Maybe you have too, that's why maybe I'm making this video. Sleepless nights, and I was being really hard on myself. Then I realized, how can I turn this into a gem that can help everyone that is attracted to this information? And so my intention for this video was, anyone and everyone who is attracted to this sort of energetic information and is receptive to it, please let them find this video. And if you know somebody that could benefit from this video, please pass it along, and or just point them to my channel, let them decide for themselves, their free will. I want to make an announcement. So, I'm having a readings special, a fall reading special, and it begins today, Friday, October 26th, and it runs until November 14th, and it is with my 30-minute readings. I'm going to give 30-minute readings for $30 USD. So the only way to redeem this reading is to go to my website, www.stevietrmt.com, and I don't ever do reading specials, you guys, so this is it. And go into the Contact Me section and let me know that you saw this video. And then we can go forward. I'll give you the link for that price, $30 for 30 minutes. And we can talk about anything you want to talk about. What happens is Spirit has a list of things they want to talk about with you. And then I go down the list and we talk about them. And then there's an opportunity for you to ask questions. It could be about your love life. It could be about your career. It could be about your finances. It could be about this. It could be that. Anything that you want. If there's something that they don't want to talk about with you, then I will definitely have to tell you that that is not something they want to talk about you about. But there will be a lot of information. Whatever is for your highest and greatest good will come out for you in a reading. And any loved ones that want to step forward and give you a message will also, I let that happen as well. But I cannot guarantee you, I can never wave a magic wand and have exactly so-and-so that you want pop through. So be very open-minded going into the experience. You will get what you need for your highest and greatest good, and it will serve. And I think that's it. That's all I wanted to say. So have a happy Halloween weekend. Don't drive drunk. Be safe. And remember, I'm getting this message to repeat like the golden rule. Treat others as you would have them treat you. And treat yourself with understanding and compassion from a level of understanding and compassion. And remember, courage is the catalyst beyond fear. And even anger is better than complacency and non-movement, because anger has some movement with it. So if you're feeling angry, that's a whole lot better than despair, because despair is kind of like giving up. No judgment, just saying. So there's an emotional scale. Courage is always the balance point catalyst to upcycle into the better feeling emotions. And at the top is joy, and then love is on there as well. So remember to have compassion for yourself and come from a place of acknowledging and an intention that you're going to have compassion and understanding for yourself about whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever it is that somebody else is going through, if you decide to lend your time and space for someone to listen to somebody. But also remember, another great point that's coming through right now, so I guess I wasn't done, is healthy mental and emotional boundaries. No is a complete sentence. You do not owe anyone an explanation. A lot of us know narcissists, and we're in situations of codependency with others. There's so many psychological things. Stay true to yourself. Say no. Be firm but loving. And you don't owe an explanation unless your heart is really calling you that you do. But the general rule of thumb for me is that you don't. Okay? And Spirit has taught me you don't. So be really active on stating what your healthy mental and emotional boundaries are, what you'll accept, what you will not accept. You don't have to explain. It's just if it comes up, like, no, okay? And let that be that, all right? Blessings to you all. Be sure to take advantage of this reading special going into November 14th, $30 for 30 minutes. Go to the Contact Me forum on my website. Any of the Contact Me forums, I have several. They all go to the same spot. And then we can set up a time and a date for your reading over the telephone. If you're local, it'll be in person, or it can be in Skype land. Okay? All right. I'll talk to you later. May you have the day and the week and the weekend and then forever that you decide that you're going to have, because you are in control of that. Thank you.